Hey guys, it's Taylor from The Extra. I am here dressed in my Christmas gear, Holly Dolly Christmas. And I am ready to do a Christmas tree tutorial. So I did film this already and it ended up being like a 30-45 minute video. So I have decided to go ahead and do half of the tree, and I will explain the tips and tricks and techniques that I use, how many ornaments, how many ribbons, all of that fun stuff, and kind of walk you through the entire process. But it's gonna be a little bit shorter. It'll be better, it'll be more tips, tricks, rather than watching me just do the tree. So this is gonna be a 4-step process. And well, this is just kind of the way I do things. You don't have to do it this way. Take, this with a grain of salt, use everything, whatever. I get my inspiration from my mother and my grandmother. We do Christmas huge in my household. So obviously I have to have a very extra Christmas tree. So first in the 4-step process is gonna be your tree topper. So as you can see, I do have all of my tree toppers already up there. And I'm not gonna take them down because they're pretty secure up there, but I did wanna show you how I did this. So I do not put them in individually. I actually get my sprays all ready together. So this is gonna be a spray, which is step 3. But I haven't put these in yet, so I'm gonna show you with this. So this is a gold spray that I have. And when I'm looking for things that I'm gonna put in my sprays, I want to have different textures and different heights. So you'll see this is taller and longer than this one. This is a red glittery eucalyptus. So I like to put this on maybe like the sides here. And then I like to have a floral. So this is a poinsettia, a gold and white poinsettia. And what I do is I put them together like this, and I actually tie them together. So this is just a little garland stick that I bought 12 of these for $1 at the Dollar Tree. So I go ahead and I wrap these together. So this is gonna make it so much easier to stick in because you're not gonna have all of these different sticks poking out in different directions. You're just gonna have one long stick like this. And this also lets you wrap this on the branch, which is what you're gonna do, because instead of going straight down, or actually, I'm sorry, when you do the tree topper, you were gonna go straight down. So I have 4 of them up here, and this is a 7.5-foot tree. So if you do have a 9-foot tree, you're gonna need more than that. Probably 4 to 6. And if you have a smaller tree, you can do 3. So that is how I do the tree toppers, and I just do 1 on each side of the 4 sides of the tree. And then the next step is gonna be your ribbon. So ribbon is honestly what takes me the longest time to do. And I can explain exactly how you do this. So I like to have 2 different ribbons. So my tree is obviously going to be gold and red. And so I have this really nice red velvet ribbon and this really nice gold glitter ribbon. And you'll see on the ribbon that it has wire on the outsides. This is what you're gonna need. You need ribbon with wire on it. You can't do ribbon without wire because you're not gonna be able to make bows. And you're not gonna be able to stick the tree, or I'm sorry, stick the ribbon to the tree as well as you really need to. So I like to start right under the tree toppers and just go from there. So you'll see that I've done a 2-loop bow here and a 1-loop bow here. I like to add different bows and loops to give it different textures. And you'll see I don't go straight down the tree. I did on my 6-foot tree because it's smaller and it doesn't require as much ribbon. On a 7.5-foot tree, you are gonna use 2 to 3 spools of ribbon, and this is the big spool. So this is actually 40 feet, and I'm gonna use 2 of these at least. So the way I start is I take the ribbon on the spool, just drop it, and I will start doing my loops. So I'll show you how I did this 4-loop here, because actually you can make your own little picks, little sprigs. So I just start looping like this, and I do like to do 4 loops, 2 or 4. And can just go ahead and loop it like this, right? So there's 4 loops. And I just take it at the bottom here and twist. And you can twist at each loop, which would be better. But then all you have to do is wrap one of these little garland sprigs around it. And you've just made yourself your own little pick. So then you can cut this off with scissors and insert it just as I have here. Pretty easy, right? So you'll also see that I don't have all of the ribbons cascading down to the bottom. So this one actually only goes to here. And then I have another one starting here. So even if it's not one continuous ribbon, I do have them all going diagonal, and I'll just add that in. And that kind of gives you more texture and depth to the tree. So the next step would be the florals and the sprays. So I already showed you how to put this together. I do it the same way as the tree topper. And instead of going straight down, we are going to actually go up with these. And I'm gonna show you actually how I put these in now that we're at this third step. So I do like to have at least one of these per foot, if not more. So I do have 6 or 7 of these, but I wish I had more because I like to have a fuller tree. If you're gonna have a 9 to 12 foot tree, that is gonna substantially increase how many you need because your base is gonna be so much bigger. So for a 12 foot tree, you're probably gonna need between 12 to 18. Just be aware of that. So from here, I go in between the ribbons. So that's so nice that I have this like kind of pathway to put them in. And this is one of the reasons that I do it in this 3-step process so that everything looks even and makes sense. And remember, you're gonna really need to secure things to the tree. And you don't have to buy these little sprays. You can use the actual tree limbs themselves. But if you have a tree that is not quite as full as I would like it to be, then it starts to have holes in them because you're moving the limbs around. So that's why I prefer to use these. So you'll see I'm going in diagonally again to just attach this to whatever I can in here. And honestly, as I'm putting this together, I could use more than 6 like I do have, as I'm only putting on really the front of the tree here. So you can use more of these. It really depends on how full you want your tree. I like my tree very full because I'm extra, but you can do it however you like. Okay, so now I am to step 4, and this is gonna be your ornaments. So ornaments, I like to have 4 different sizes. So I need to go buy some bigger ones. This is gonna be my second to largest one right here. And you'll see they are bigger than just your normal ornament. And then we're also gonna have specialty ornaments. So those are gonna be things like your snowflakes, your cute little ornaments, like where you went to school, hook 'em, places you've been to. This would be a New Mexico green chili. Things like that. So those are gonna go on the outer layer of the tree, and those are gonna go very last. So you're gonna go from your biggest bulbs to your smallest ones. So for these big bulbs, what you're gonna do is actually stick them deeper in the tree. So you'll be able to still see it, but it's gonna give more texture and layer and depth because you're gonna have them closer to the base of the tree than on the outside, like our specialty ornaments. And I'll go ahead and put some in here. So you'll see I'm just going in between the ribbons and kind of filling in the spaces that the ribbon has created for us. And with these big bulbs, honestly, I don't even use the ornament loops. I just stick them in there. And as far as amount of ornaments go, I like to have, so this is a 7.5 foot tree. I like to do about 80 ornaments for a 7.5 foot tree. So you're gonna need about 20 of each of the 4 different sizes. So I do have 10 reds and 10 golds of the big bulbs, and as well as a ton of smaller gold ones and all my specialty ornaments. So I think that is all of my tutorial. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope that made sense. And if you have any questions, just drop them below in the comments and I will be sure to answer them. Thanks, guys.